Hi, I'm Sarah from The Upcoming. Such a pleasure to have you here with us tonight. How does it feel to be presenting your film here in London?
I mean, it's exciting. We shot it here in London, and it's just fantastic to bring it back to where we made it. And the fact that the premiere's here is just makes a lot of sense to me.
And for people who aren't familiar with The Beekeeper, what can they expect when they come into the cinema to see this film?
It's a bit of fun. It's an escape. I think, there's so much going on in the world today that there's nothing wrong with coming in and just kind of forgetting about everything. It's a classic action thrill ride.
And of course, you've penned many scripts right from back in the day. What made you pick up Kurt's script and think, this is a film that I want to make?
I think with Kurt's script, it had this rare combination of mythology, it had character, and it had this plot that just continued to develop and kind of grow and actually got ahead of me. And usually I know where these things are going.
And of course, Jason Statham, an absolute icon, both here and over in Hollywood. What is it about this actor that people just keep coming back to him again and again?
I mean, Jason's an action icon, and there's something really enjoyable about watching him beat people up. I mean, he does his own stunts too, which is pretty rare in the business.
And what was it like being on set with him? And how do you sort of navigate working with stars like that perhaps, already have so much behind them, but you want to bring them into your film, your world, your character?
I mean, it's you have to adjust every star, and working with Jason really taught me a lot about action. I thought I knew a lot, and I thought I had an action A game. Jason taught me that there's an action A plus game.
And what about pulling off some of these incredible set pieces, these stunts? What were the highlights, but any hiccups along the way?
No, it's like anything. It's just really hard work, and as much as you plan, you always end up kind of making it up a little bit on the day. But we had a great plan, and there's a lot of action, and it's fun action.
And I know you had a lot of B puns. Not all of them made it to the final cut. Do you have a favourite that springs to mind?
Oh boy, there's too many. There's just too many. But I just hope everybody catches the buzz and sees the movie.
And in that way you're saying of, wanting to hark back to some of the action films of the 80s and 90s, what do you think it is that we're perhaps missing sometimes, or when people go too CGI heavy? Like, what is the perfect formula for an action movie?
I think it's practical stunts. It's doing things for real. It's doing the action for real, and that's always kind of my default. And the great thing with Jason is that he can do these stunts himself. So I think audiences have a sophisticated eye and expect quite a lot, and I think this movie delivers.
And of course, being here in the UK and London, you've got a lot of British stars, Jeremy Irons, Minnie Driver, alongside people like Josh Hutcherson. Also like their supporting cast and having them on set.
I mean, it's incredible. I mean, it's like, Jason is the captain of the team, and then if you surround him with amazing players, it just raises everybody's game. And I think it makes the movie a bit of fun to kind of spot who's in it.
And what have been some of your highlights of the things that you've written and directed when you look back?
I think End of Watch is a big one for me. I really enjoyed that. And also Fury. I mean, Fury had a lot of heart and soul.
And do you have any hard feelings about the Suicide Squad fiasco? Or is it something that you think, that was what it was and I'm looking forward?
It's I'm trying to move on and kind of process and actually understand what really happened. And, it's showbiz.
What have we got coming up from you next?
I'm going to stay here in the UK and start my next film. It's called Levon's Trade, starring Jason Statham. I mean, it's actually spectacular because, we filmed here, we shot the movie here. I love filmmaking in London. Just to be able to share it with the audience here and premiere here it's good closure. The beekeeping mythology, it's more than just a regular action movie. It has this sort of interesting mythological glue that holds it together, and this sort of fun, mysterious world of the beekeepers. And I feel like we're just beginning to explore. It's a little bit different from my usual work, which can often be intense drama. And in this case, I wanted to make something fun and kind of a homage to the filmmakers that got me excited about filmmaking. Amongst the Die Hard movies and Lethal Weapon, kind of the movies, the classics. The audience is in for a fun movie. It doesn't take itself too seriously, but at the same time, it does have heart and emotion. And I think it's a little bit different version of Jason than we see because there is this emotion center, and it definitely gets righteous, and there's definitely a lot of vengeance, and he does his own stunts. So that's kind of the headline here. As a filmmaker, you're often working with photo doubles, and in this case, you have a star that can do everything. I think he had a tune-up on the old vocal cords. I don't think his trademark voice would be affected that way. Absolutely, yeah. Our next project together is called Levon's Trade, and I'm going to stay in the UK and start start filming in a few months. Sylvester Stallone is a producer on it, wrote the script, but it's going to be another action thrill ride.